Good morning, everybody. It is 3:43 a.m. in Eastern Ontario, Sunday, May 21st. It's 10 degrees and cloudy out, and it's been raining for a day straight. So hopefully this is the end of the rain, but the weatherman says no, that we're going to get more. Anyway, I've loaded up Mech Arena, and as I said last time, one of the things we'll do today is we will go through each mech, their abilities, their strengths, their weaknesses, as well as weapons, before we jump into a match. So I'll start with the 5 mechs that I currently use. Whoa, that's a bit loud. This is Gatecrasher. And Gatecrasher, his passive, well, I wouldn't call it passive, but the mech's ability, not counting the weapons that we can attach. He is an attacker. He has an ion pod. Fires a pod that sticks and causes an ion blast. When sticking to objects, it releases an ion beam that deals damage over time to enemies on the opposite side. When sticking to mechs, there's no beam, but it does a lot of damage when it explodes. The ion, no camping zone. The ion blast and ion beam occur on the opposite sides of the object to the ion pod. Used strategically, an ion pod can flush opponent mechs out of cover and discourage camping. Read the room. Ion pods have the potential to deal more damage when attached to objects than to mechs. However, they activate after a delay, so strategic play and map knowledge are vital. Gatecrasher is a good mech. Right now, minus 4 stars, which means he has an energy capacity of 20. And we'll get into what that means. He's got 98,000 health. He's 21 speed. He's not super fast, but he travels at a good speed. The ion blast is a 10-second cooldown. It's got a 300 meter range, which is a gigantic amount of range, and it lasts for 7 seconds. So if somebody's hiding behind a crate, when you fire that ion beam, it's going to be there for 7 seconds shooting out the other side to do damage. The beam blast damage is at 26,500 right now, which is a good amount of damage. It's going to get anybody's attention. So the blast and the beam are both at 26.5. The beam length is 16 meters. 16 meters, I mean, there's what, 3 feet in a meter, so we're talking close to 50 feet. And the mech blast damage of 25,200. Now I'll go up here to the stars so you can see. Out of one, excuse me, out of 1 star, it's only an 8 energy capacity. 2 stars 12, 3 is 16, 4 is 20 where I am. And as you can see, 24 the next stage, 28, and then 32. The hit points, I'm at 91,000. The next stage is going to go up to 126,000. And it can go all the way up to 221,600. His speed does not change. The ability cooldown does not change, nor does the range. The beam blast damage will go up each time, all the way up to, at 32 energy, it's 60,000. And you can see the differences here. Now, when talking about energy capacity, what does that mean? That's where we come down into the weapons. Right now, I have an energy capacity of 20, which means I'm running a stasis beam 16, and a pulse cannon 4. 16 and 4 is 20. That's where it comes into. What weapons you put on, those weapons require a certain amount of energy, and that's where the energy capacity comes in. So let's go with the weapons that I have attached. Stasis beam 16. Perk slowdown. As you've seen when I'm shooting it, it hits an enemy, and those enemies get a chill effect, and it slows their ability down to move and to respond with fire back to me. Sustained fire applies a stasis effect that dramatically slows the target. Now, this is a beam, directed energy weapons designed to deal constant damage to the target. Slowdown. Sustained fire applies a stasis effect that dramatically slows the target. Recharge. It constantly generates ammo as long as the magazine or power pack is not empty. And you can fire this thing for a long time before it runs out. Gradual damage. This weapon does damage over sustained engagement rather than in short bursts. Stasis beams, the 16 level, is a very good weapon. At 1 star, it does 14,850 for a magazine full. Right now I'm at 44,100, and when it gets fully done up, damage will go all the way up to 79,350. It's got a 300 rate per minute fire. The reload speed is 20 seconds, but that's to go all the way back to full. Because it's a beam weapon, it's not like the other weapons. When it has a charge of 5, you can fire again, sort of thing. Optimal range is between 0 and 90 meters. Its max range is 150. If you remember when we were talking about Gatecrasher and his ion pod, it can go 300, so gives you an idea right there. Stasis effect speed 2.29 seconds, but it is a very good weapon. Now the other one I have is just a little pulse cannon 4. Pulse cannons are good. 4 is really on the low end though. It's an assault weapon. These weapons fire a stream of projectiles or energy bursts at the enemy, dealing steady damage over time. High ammo. It's got a big magazine. High fire rate. Puts out a ton of bullets downrange very quickly. But it's not super accurate. It's a bit of spray and pray. Not as bad as a shotgun, but there is a certain amount there. Now I'm only 3 stars. I can equip 2 of them on a mech. 13,410 for a magazine of damage. That will go up to 30,420 at max. And as you can see, the damage goes up each one. 600 rounds a minute. There's 90 rounds in a magazine. It reloads in 5.1 seconds. It's best between 0 and 60 meters, but it's got a max range of 105 meters. The projectile speed is 160, which is fairly fast. And the hit cone is 2.16 meters. So it basically goes out in a bit of a V, and that tells you the range, that it's going to spray in. Next mech. Oh, you know what? We might as well look at pilots as well. Okay, so if you remember, our main weapon is a beam weapon. So for a pilot, I chose Yeti, and Yeti's innate skill is beam damage. And so if we look on the right hand side here, the mech hit this particular pilot. I got an epic pilot. He increases my hit points in my mech by 13.4% currently. He increases the weapon damage by 16%. But his specialty is beam damage, so he increases my beam damage by 15% as well. And the stasis beam damage by 10%. And the stasis beam reload time, he lowers it by 10%. And the Gatecrasher mech blast radius is increased by 15% of the radius, so that's really good. Now some of this is because of the implants that I have right here as well. As you can see, I have a stasis beam damage implant, stasis beam damage 10%, stasis beam reload is down by 10%, and Gatecrasher blast radius by the 15%. My next mech is Juggernaut. Juggernaut at some point will probably be replaced when I get a better choice. But right now, he's sort of the best choice I have for this spot. He's running at a level right now where his energy capacity is 16. He's got 73,000 excuse me, 73,600 hit points, 16 speed. His ability cooldown is 10 seconds, and it lasts for 12 seconds. And it's a shield, and its shield durability is 15,300. Now, he has a personal shield. He's one of the tanks, so they have generally good hit points. Personal shield activates a personal shield that protects the mech from damage. Shield Brawler, high HP and decent energy capacity, but the shield ability is what makes it tough as nails. Low speed. He is not a fast moving mech by any stretch of imagination. He's at 16. And honestly, his personal shield I find is a bit underwhelming, but the weapons that I have on him, he's a 16 energy, so I'm running dual disc launcher 8s. You're only allowed 2 of them, equip limit 2, but they are auto-targeting. And what that means is once locked on, this weapon can track and hit the target without manual aiming. You get the lock on, you fire it, they run behind a crate, the disc launcher's tracking them, and when it sends out the discs, they're going to go around the crate and still hit the other mech. Within reason. I mean, you can't do loop-de-loops or something like that, but you know. Guided. These weapons acquire a target lock on the enemy, then track their target automatically once fired. Explosive. Weapon deals damage in a small radius around the point of impact. Low fire rate. This is the downfall. Fires more slowly than other weapons, requiring careful aiming or timing. You get 6 rounds in the magazine. Once you fired those 6, it is 6.6 seconds for it to reload. That may not sound like a long time to you, but in the middle of a firefight, 6.5 seconds is a lifetime or a death time. Because if you don't destroy the other target and he's got 6.5 seconds to fire at you, you might be dead. Optimal range is between 0 and 60 meters, so between 0 and 180 feet. The max range is 120 meters. Projectile speed of 30. It is a slow firing. You can see these things coming at you. If you're far away and somebody fires at you, you can actually see them coming at you. And if you think quick enough, you can move out of the way. Now these weapons, right now, I'm at 5 stars. When these ones get the next level, it'll do 32,760 for a magazine full, and at the very top level it does 37,986. The mech itself, as I said, he's better than the ones with lower energy, but he's not the one that you're going to showcase every chance you get to your friends. Right now I'm at 4 stars, 16 energy. Its best is 24 energy, but hit points, its best is 152,200. That is a shit ton of hit points. I mean, I don't want he's not my favorite mech, but I don't want anybody to get the impression that he's total garbage, because he's not. I mean, 4 stars, 66,700 hit points is a lot of hit points. He can take a beating, guys. Unless you're up against guys with like some of the sniper rifles and some of the other stuff. I mean, he can take a good beating. You know, if he's good to have in your stable, don't get me wrong. That's why he's in my stable. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is Guardian. Guardian is an attacker mech. He's got a 20 energy capacity right now at 4 stars. At top level, he will have 32 energy. He's got 57,800 hit points, which is not bad. I mean, he's not a tank. So for an attacker, that's not bad. At the top end, he can get 140,700. His speed is 16, which is not crazy about it. Wish he was faster, but oh well. His ability has a 15-second cooldown. The system crash width, which we'll talk about, is 60 meters, and the range is 30 meters. And those two numbers do not, actually the speed doesn't change either. Speed, ability, cooldown, crash width, crash range are going to stay the same. Now, what is system crash? System crash is cool as hell. He's an attacker. Attackers are designed to support maximum firepower and equip a range of heavy weapons. Sorry about that. System crash. I get within 30 meters of somebody. I hit system crash, which is my space bar. Disables weapons and puts abilities on cooldown. So I track somebody. He's coming up around a corner at me of a building. I wait by the corner. He gets within range. Boom, system crash, and then I step out because he can't fire his weapons and he can't use his ability at me. He's a sitting freaking duck. And my name's Elmer Fudd. It's duck hunting season. It's time to do some damage. Tank destroyer. Top tier energy capacity, decent armor, and the ability to pacify mechs at short range. Choose through those lumbering tanks. Long range vulnerability. Slow speed and the short range of the system crash ability leave it helpless against long range fire. That's why you gotta choose your weapons carefully on him. And what do I have? I have dual missile rack 8s. Okay, missile rack 8. Perk, Alpha Strike. Missile. These weapons fire self-propelled explosives that fly directly to their target, dealing area of effect damage. Alpha Strike. Fires a set stream of rockets, rapidly emptying the magazine into the enemy. No damage fall off. Deals full damage at any range, even at extreme range. The downfall, low projectile speed. Fires projectile missiles or energy that take time to impact. Now we'll take a look at them. I can put 2 on a mech. Damage for the magazine, 30,438. Each missile is going to do just over 5,000 damage at 200 rate rockets per minute. The magazine holds 6. Okay, so that 6 times 5 is 30. I got 2 of these things, so I can do just over 60,000 damage if I fire both pods at somebody. The reload speed is 10 seconds. It's a bit longer than what I'd like, but you know, the devs don't just try and make me happy. They are optimal range of between 0 and 150 meters, and 150 meters is their max range. Projectile speed is 80, and the damage radius of 3 meters around it. That's at 4 stars. If we move that all the way up, the damage per magazine would go from 26,000 up to 47,232, with each missile doing 7,800 damage. These things can mess up your day if somebody fires them at you. And if you're careful when aiming, you can mess up somebody else, and you'll see me use them. I use this guy a lot because of these weapons, I'll be honest. They're pretty awesome. Our next mech we're going to look at is Ares. Now my Ares is only 3 stars. I can almost move him up to 4 stars, so I've almost got enough A coins. Takes 1,875 A coins to move him up to 4 stars. Right now I've got 1,624. At 4 stars, he would move from 12 energy to 16. Am I going to do it? I don't know. I'm looking at another mech that might suit better. We will just have to see. But right now, I got him at 3 stars. Energy capacity 12, 52,800 hit points, a speed of 18 kilometers an hour, so he's slightly better than some of the others we've looked. His ability cooldown is 12 seconds. The shield durability is 14,400. And now, when we were looking at Juggernaut, I was like, the shield isn't that great. This guy's shield is a lot better, in my opinion. And all of these things are only my opinion, people. You may find that you have completely different views on them, and that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. That's why they're opinions. We're each allowed our own. Mine isn't right or wrong, and yours isn't right or wrong. It's what works for each one of us. And that's the nice thing about it. So let's take a look a bit more at his stuff. Ability of wide shield. He's listed as a tank. Tanks are designed to absorb damage, protect allies, and attract attention on the battlefield. Wide shield activates a portable shield that protects the mech and allies from fire. So you're going to walk out there with a gigantic clear shield in front of you. Team Defender. High hit points and a directional shield grant unparalleled defensive support capabilities. His downfall, exposed flank. His shield is only in front of him. If they're beside you or behind you, you're screwed. And one thing, if you've got Ares, please, 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 don't try and play the hero and jump out in front of somebody who's got, say, like a gate crasher, because you're trying to be the protector. And the reason I say that is Gate Crasher is the first one we looked at with the ion pod that he shoots out. Well, Ares' shield stops that ion pod, and it just bashes into the ion pod. It does not travel through to the enemy that he was firing at. So, yes, protecting your allies is a wonderful thing, and we all appreciate when you do that. But if somebody's trying to step to your side and not be behind your shield, maybe it's because they have something like a gate crasher that they need to shoot out, and then they'll probably duck in behind your shield. So be somewhat considerate. The weapons that we have on him, I used to think were some of the best weapons in the game. Now I'm looking for when I'm going to dump them, but that's besides the point. I've got dual arc torrent 6s. Now arc torrents can be extremely effective. I've got them at 4 stars. So damage per magazine of 28,000. At the top end they will do 50,500. Damage per shot 1122. Top end 2020. Magazine of 25. Reload speed 15 seconds. Slow as hell, I'll be honest. Optimal range 0 to 16 meters. Max range of 33 meters. Now next time it goes up, it'll go up to 40 meters, which is a bit better. But why am I looking at getting rid of them? Well, A, because they're only 6s, so they're not doing a shit ton of damage. And you got to be so dang close. I don't like giving the enemy an opportunity to be that close before I can fire. Be honest with you. That's just not my idea of best survivability as far as I'm concerned. Is something's like 60 or 70 meters out and then it's dead. If I have to wait to let it get within 30 meters, if they've got a pod full of rockets, I'm probably screwed, blued, and tattooed, because that's going to chew through my shield and through my hit points. Now, if you can jump somebody with these arc torrents and zap them, well, you'll see them in action, and you can make your own opinion. But I mean, this guy's still a bit weak. He's only an energy 12. When I up him, maybe I'll think differently. Last one that I'm running with right now is Puma. He's a 16 energy, and he is definitely being replaced, just so you know. His energy's okay and stuff, don't get me wrong there, but his hit points, they suck badly. Dang, like, okay, 16 energy, I've got 19,200 base hit points. Now his speed is good, he's 20 kilometers an hour. His ability cooldown is 10 seconds, the duration is 10 seconds. His shield wall durability is 19,200. Shield wall height is 6. And see, there's shield wall. Deploys a static shield that blocks enemy projectiles until it expires or is destroyed. And you'll see the shield that he puts up. It sort of looks like a white picket fence. It's going to hurt enemies to walk through it, and they can't fire through it, which is a great thing. But you can fire through it. No entry. Decent max energy capacity and a durable shield wall make it possible to lock down a lane temporarily. But it's a destructible shield. Unlike some barriers, the shield wall can be destroyed. One of the things is the system crash. If an enemy comes up and fires system crash, not only does it reset your weapons, it also gets rid of your shield wall. Now this guy can go all the way up to 32 power. His hit points even at max are only 67.6. Heck, we got some tanks that have more than that already. And that's why I say, like, this guy, as much as some of his stuff is really good, his hit points are so low. If the enemy sees you and fires at you, you're in trouble. Going to be honest. Now for weapons, I got 2 stasis beam 8s on this guy. I like stasis beams, that's why we got the stasis beam 16 on the first one. Damage per magazine, 20,350. Damage per shot, 407. Magazine of 50, reload speed of 20 seconds. But as I said before, you don't have to wait the full 20 seconds. Once it gets a bit of energy into it and you see it on your gauge, you can start firing. Optimal range 0 to 90 with a max range of 150. Oh, pilots. I forgot about pilots. Okay, this is a beam guy, so I have a pilot that's a beam damage pilot. It gets us that extra 8% there, 4% there. Always match your pilot with what you're running for weapons. Close damage, arc torrents, I said, are very close. So we're getting 8% because it's close damage, and then our implants are giving us arc torrent damage and range. These are the implants right here that we put on this pilot to give us those extra boosts. So we got our base numbers that I read to you, and then this pilot's a close damage pilot, so that gives us 8% at his level. An extra 8% damage is always good. Then we put implants in that match the weapons, and you know, like here's the different implants that I've collected so far. Right now we're running arc torque damage, and you're able to up those with currencies, so you get even better numbers. And here we're running Guardian with missile racks. So for a pilot, missile racks, we're running missile damage. This pilot gives us 12.7% weapon damage increase, and then missile damage for an innate skill gives us an extra 8%, so there's 20.7% increased damage we're doing. And then the implants we put in, missile rack damage, another 10% on top of that, so now we're at 30% increased damage, and our reload speed is down by 10%. So matching the pilot to what you're running can make a gigantic difference. It may seem silly, but hey, it can make a gigantic difference. You know, here, she's guided, and this is disc launcher, which are a guided weapon. So she's giving us, at her level right now, which is 5 stars, she's giving our mech 9.4% increased hit points. Hit points are good. Weapon damage of 11.1% increase. Good. Guided weapon damage increase of 8%. So now our weapon is doing 19.1% more damage. Oh, and then our implants. Disc launcher damage plus 10%. So we're now at 29.1% increased damage every shot. And then the second implant we have is disc launcher radius. So when the disc hits an enemy and it explodes to do its damage, the radius of damage around that is increased by 15%. So if that mech is standing next to another mech, you might destroy both of them. So always, always, always try and match your pilot with what you're running. Now that's just the 5 mechs that I have, that I'm currently running. You know, I'm not running Lancer right now. He's only an energy capacity of 6, so I think you understand why. But his ability is Jump Jets. Activates a powerful jump booster to reposition or avoid enemy fire. So he's very highly maneuverable, but low firepower. Like I said, he's an energy of 6. So I mean, you could sit there with a straw and a spitballs and do more damage. Even at max level, the best he can get is energy 16. So nothing fantastic. His hit points right now for me are only 15,700, which is why I don't run him. But his top speed is 25 kilometers. That's nothing to sneeze at. I'm not running Paragon right now. He's a 2-star at an energy capacity of 12. He can go all the way up to 32. His hit points can go all the way up to 85,004 at 18 speed. His ability is Boost. Basically, it's just a temporary speed increase. There's nothing that makes him stand out as in, oh my god, I must run him in my group, which is why I don't. At the same time, there's nothing so bad about him that if something happened, I couldn't put him into my team at any time, because he has no big disadvantages. MD. MD as a medical doctor. He's a 2-star with an energy capacity of 6. Need I say more? At max, he can run 16 energy. Now, right now, I don't have great hit points on him because I have not treated this guy fairly. I have not upped him. I mean, at max hit points, this guy has 101,400 hit points. That is a crap load of hit points. I really should pay this guy better love. But right now, he's just so weak that he's a detriment to my team right now. Speed of 22 is really good speed. Ability cooldown of 12 seconds. Ability duration of 10 seconds. Mech healing speed. You can see the numbers there. Team healing speed. Repair radius of 10. Okay, so for 10 yards around, when this guy does his ability, it heals him and it heals every one of his teammates in that area. I really need to pay this guy better attention. It's just that because he's so low, I hate to spend the time doing it, but I got to get off my butt and level this guy up, everybody. He's a support mech. Support mechs have abilities that can disable enemies, control the field, or assist allies. Assist allies is this guy. Repair field. Repair damages to all friendly mechs within the field radius. Combat medic. Enough energy capacity to carry support weapons and threaten flankers. Its repair field ability offers vital survivability. Its downfall suppressive ability. Repair field ability doesn't work while under attack due to this and its relatively poor energy capacity. It's vulnerable when unsupported. If you're going to be the medic out there, keeping everybody alive, you make sure your team knows, hey mofo, if I'm going to keep your ass alive, you keep me from getting beat on. Because I can't heal you while I'm getting shot at. So you either destroy the other mechs or you draw the fire so that I can keep you alive. As I said, I have them. I haven't used them, which is obvious with 2 stars, 6 energy. I don't know how many times I've done them a couple times because there's his achievements. But I've not really played this guy a lot. Looks like 24, 28, 38, 42, maybe 42 times, which is not much. Slingshot. I did use Slingshot for quite a while. 2 star, 8 energy. I can show you right here why I used them. Speed 29. It says it all, guys. He's fast as hell. Zoom in there, capture the control point. Anyway. Okay, let's look at him. Energy capacity of 8 right now because I did not level him up. Hit points 11,000. So basically, if you get hit with 2 missiles, you're dead. And chances are somebody's firing 8 or more missiles at you. At top, he's going to have an energy of 24. Hit points of 67,600. So even at top end, he's not going to have a lot of hit points. He's not going to sit there and be able to soak up very much damage. But his speed of 29 is amazing with his 6-second cooldown, which is pretty low. Right now, his ability damage is 3,700. That'll go up to 22,600 at top end with a 40-meter dash distance. The AoE smash radius is 12 meters. So when it hits an enemy, that damage is going out for 12 meters. So what is his ability? He's a scout, first of all. That's why he's fast. Get out there, see where the enemies are, point them out for everybody else. Scouts offer dexterity and maneuverability, perfect for capturing control points or spotting enemies on the map. Force dash, this is your spacebar ability. Launches this mech forward. Colliding with any object creates an AoE smash that deals damage to enemies in its vicinity. Quick off the mark. Good speed, high maneuverability, and great at making a quick escape. Low armor. Despite a close range ability, it has very light armor. Engaging multiple opponents with care. Yeah, because you'll be dead. So that's Slingshot. Juggernaut. Thought I have Juggernaut in mind, don't I? Yes, so we don't need to go over Juggernaut. Tengu. The little jumper. I don't know what to say. Right now I have him at 2 stars, energy of 6. At top end he's only getting 16 energy. But at top end he's got 140,000 hit points, which isn't bad. 23 speed, 7-second cooldown. Ability damage of 98. That can go all the way up to 53,600. Now, what is his ability? Sky Strike. Launches the mech into the air, activating stealth systems so the mech cannot be targeted. It also is immune to EMP effects while airborne. On landing, deals heavy damage and applies a stasis effect, so freezes everybody in a radius. Bird of Prey. Excellent maneuverability and lethal damage from Sky Strike, with enough health, speed, and stealth to escape if the target survives. Downfall. Low firepower. Limited firepower makes it difficult to influence large battles. I got this guy hoping he would be more than he is. He's fast and his Sky Strike is good, but I couldn't play him enough to raise his energy capacity. He was just getting slaughtered way too much. And although he's untargetable while jumping for missiles and stuff like that, if somebody's sitting there with shotguns as an example, you don't have to aim a shotgun. You point it in the general direction and it's going to cover that area. And that's what was happening. I was running into people with shotguns a lot, and they can pick you out of the air and destroy you. So that's all the ones that I've unlocked. Oh, no, I have unlocked Arachnos, the spider. I used him quite a bit. He's 4 stars. He's got an energy capacity of 20. He's slow as hell. Speed of 14. Okay, you're not rushing this guy to the front lines. He stays back at your base, and you put sniper rifles on him, you put artillery pods on him, and just fire forward. Even though he's got an energy capacity of 20, about a week ago I took him out of my rotation. I love Arachnos, it's just that ones that I can engage in active battle more are more my play style, I guess is the way to put it. At full, if you level them all the way up, you'll have 32 energy, which is a good amount of energy. You'll have 120,000 hit points, which is good hit points. Heck, I got 49,500, not terrible. His speed will always be 14. Turret damage, which is his innate ability. We'll go over that. Basically, you're putting a mini little machine gun turret down for 10 seconds that will fire and do damage at mechs that it sees. And the turret range is 30 meters. Let's take a look at his ability. Spider Turret. Deploys a small destructible turret. When an enemy approaches it, the turret will activate and attack. Zone control. High energy capacity and powerful area denial ability allows this mech to easily hold the ground. Low speed and poor mobility make it hard to withdraw when out of position. They get close enough to see this one, you could be in trouble, guys. That's the mechs that I already have. Upcoming mechs that I want to look at. Well, here's one right here, Surge. When I get a chance, I'll probably grab a Surge when I saved up enough. Like, everything unlocks eventually as you level up. Things unlock and you can get them with the regular coins and stuff like that instead of having to pay real world money. This is one on my wish list of when it finally unlocks, this Surge. He's only ever going to go up to a 24 energy and 170,000 hit points. He unlocks at 18 energy, which is still a good amount of energy, and 97,000 hit points, which is good. Speed of 29, he's very fast. His ability cools down in 7 seconds and lasts 4 seconds with a 40 meter dash. His ability is freaking awesome. Storm Dash. Launches forward, colliding with an object, results in the EMP Smash. This AoE attack applies an EMP debuff to any enemy in its radius and applies a stealth debuff to this mech so it cannot be targeted. When this thing nabs you with that, you can't move, you can't fire. The only thing you can do is sit there and get fucked up. Battlefield Control. Relatively high energy capacity and the ability to apply an EMP effect that can decide entire engagements in seconds. Low armor. Despite a close range ability, it has very light armor. So basically, if they get to you first, you're in trouble, but if you get to them first, they're screwed. Surge is a very good one. Other ones that I'm looking at for the future would be, I don't know. I've been sort of thinking about Bastion, but I'm just not sure. Energy capacity at 24 isn't great, but his hit points can go all the way up to 284,000, which is amazing. And he has a blast shield. Activates a ring shield around the mech to absorb damage. When the shield HP hits 0, it releases a spherical explosion that deals damage and applies an EMP debuff to enemy mechs within its radius. So I'm sort of thinking about him. And the other one that I'm sort of looking at, well, I'm looking at Zephyr for possibly my next mech. Shock Pulse triggers an enemy energy pulse, applying an EMP effect that stops enemy mechs from moving or attacking. Now, his downfalls, he'll only go up to 24 power max. And at 4 stars, he's 52,000 hit points. Max is only just shy of 120, so not super amount of hit points, but he's a support mech, not a tank. But his ability, then, you know, put some good weapons on him, he could be good, and we'll find out. We'll have to find out. And Brickhouse, of course. Overcharger. Amplify your weapon systems. Works even better on nearby allies. Unbelievably tough with high energy capacity. Demands the attention of multiple opponents to take it out. $241,000 hit points. So that's what I'm running right now. Let's go in, and after talking about what I have, we can go in and you can pay attention to a couple battles. Watch how terrible I do and how much I die. But you'll get a better understanding that way. So this is my Stasis Beam 16 guy.
2, 1, go. Get out of my way.
Oh, he died before I could do it.
Incoming fire.
Well, he killed me before I killed him. That's the Bastion with that shield that we were just talking about. Disc launchers going around the corner.
Identified. Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
Oh, damn it. I really don't like that guy. I think I might have to try and hurt him a bit. Maybe a face full of Damn it. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Well, we're not going to discuss how I'm doing this one.
Identified.
Atheist Pop. Huh. Well, come on. I had my shield up. Damn it. We are not doing well at all this time, guys.
Killing spree.
Wow, we're the kill leader. We don't deserve it. Gotta be honest with you. We're not doing well at all. We do not deserve to be kill leader.
Humiliation. Humiliation. Well done. Incoming fire. Unstoppable. Smackdown. Well done.
Cannot believe we're the kill leader with how terrible we played.
One. You have won the match.
Well, we're gold MVP anyway, guys. First in kills 11, first in damage 614,000, first in active time 52 seconds. We picked up 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 awards, gold MVP, and won the battle. Next to us, the next highest kills was 7. Oh, when I say guys, I don't mean the male guys. I mean guys as in everyone. Please don't be offended if you think I'm only speaking to males. I am well aware that women can game. My spouse does. And in many games, she's much better than I am. So, yes, girls game too. And they game quite well at some of them. It's just like guys do at some of them. And it's not a male or female thing on if they're good at a game. Each individual person is good at different games. Some of the top first-person shooter players in the world are girls. Others are guys. Same with World of Warcraft, RPGs, survival games, anything. Sex does not matter when it comes to gaming on whether somebody's going to be good or bad. It's just the individual person. You know what? Let's try one more tournament. Then we'll move to a control point. Because you play each one differently. The tournament is strictly you against everybody else. Control point, you're part of the team.
Let's get things started. Killing spree. Well done.
Well, let's see what we can do here. Or let's see what we screw up, whichever way it might be. well, this is not going to end well, just so you know. Oh, we got him. I don't know how. I have no idea how we survived that. He must have had a low energy weapon. Otherwise, we would have been dead.
Unstoppable. Smackdown.
There's that dash ability that we talked about with kill shot and I forget what the other one's called now. Hopefully you're getting an idea, damn it, of why I like this particular mech and the stasis beam. It can do some damage. And it's not just the weapons you put on it. I mean, use the mech's ability as part of the system as well. You see that I use the ion beam just as part of a normal weapon system.
3, 2, 1. Humiliation.
So we got 15 kills that time. First place, gold MVP. But yeah, don't use them like think of them totally separate. That ion pod for him is just another weapon. Use it on cooldown. So we got 15 kills, first in the game. 514,000 damage, first in the game. Spawns used, we only used one mech. So we used less than 90% of everybody else. We were first in that. And first in the kill leader time. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 awards. Gold MVP, and we won. As I've said before, I do not consider myself good at this game. I know tons of people that are so much better than me. I'm just sharing what little tidbits I've learned. I still have a lot to learn about it. Oh, next time we level, we'll be given 100 acorns. And then a crate, and then we will unlock the Carbine 12. Okay, so we will... So in the tournament right now, we're sitting in second. Okay. So we'll switch over to control point because then we're part of a team. 5 versus 5. And so it's not just what we do, it's what our entire team does, whether we win or lose. Now, see this right here, that control point? They are equivalent point-wise to 5 kills. So
3,
don't ignore them.
1.
They are gigantic for your team.
Get out of my way.
And he's not going to stay in there, so we will. We'll take the points for it.
Beacon captured.
Wow, we took a lot of damage there.
Incoming fire.
They're pushing hard. This could hurt.
Noob identified.
We're going to have to pick our socks up and get busy here. Okay, I don't like how this one's turning out. We may end up being in a situation where if we're going to win, it's only because we destroy all their mechs as compared to any points. So this could get kind of ugly.
Killing spree. Well done, Ghost.
Not sure whether we'll pull it off. We'll have to see. We might lose. It's hard to say.
We have taken the lead. We're losing the lead.
Yes, I know we're losing the lead. We're working on it. Now this guy has a system crash ability, 30 meters, right there. See, he's above his head. It showed that he couldn't use his abilities.
We have taken the lead. Revenge. Well done.
We might salvage this. We'll just have to
2
see.
minutes remaining.
We will certainly try.
Killing spree. Well done. Incoming fire.
Yep, he deserved to kill me. I left myself exposed.
Victory imminent.
There's a fence I said I was putting up that they can't fire through.
You have won the match.
Yeah, we didn't even get an MVP that time, guys. Didn't deserve one. Although I was first in kills with 7. Second in damage with 431,000. First in action time. Let's take a look at the final numbers here. We got 7 kills. We were first. Super Satan got 6 kills per second. So we'll cash in the chest that we can open. Jump back into a control point.
Three, two, one, go. Get out of my way.
We will capture the control point because there were so much points.
We have taken the lead. First blood. Well done. Killing spree. Well done. Double kill. Well done.
I don't mind starting off with 3 kills, but we're going to need a couple more before this guy dies in order to feel better. 4 to 5 kills before we die would be nice. We're not going to get it though.
Well done. Humiliation. Well done.
Well, we got 5. Move on to the next guy. Looks like they're beating up on our team out here, so let's go see if we can't help them a tiny bit.
Incoming fire. Noob identified.
Wow, that hurt. That shotgun hurt us as we were going down. Hurt us bad. Our hit points really took a beating there.
Ghost. Well done. Killing spree. Well done. Victory imminent. Well done. Ninja Master. You have 2 minutes remaining.
Well, that wraps up this game, guys.
You have won the match.
Gold MVP and bronze MVP. So we got 2 of the 3 MVP spots. 9 kills first. We got 1 capture, so we ended up with the bronze in that. First for damage is 623. First in action time. Gold and bronze MVP. Now, okay, so there you go. We're talking about the scores. 9 kills is worth 6,000. 1 capture is worth 2,180. So if the kills and the captures were the same 9, that would be like 18,000, close to 19,000 points for captures. So it gives you an idea that a capture is worth easily, you know, a lot more. It's 3 times as much as a kill. So if you have a chance to capture, always capture. It's worth so much points. Now let's take a minute and look at some of the weapons that I don't have equipped right now. Auto cannons. Effective at most ranges and has high ammunition rate. So at 2 stars, magazine size of 75. Every bullet's going to do 104 damage, and a magazine will give you 7,800 damage. And then you can put 2 of them on. So reload speed 6.6 seconds, so it's not bad reload. Best range is 0 to 45 with a max range of 135. So autocannons are not bad. 4 is a bit low, but still autocannons are not bad. Plasma cannons. Plasma cannon 6. Magazine damage of 11,600. 465 damage per shot. Fire rate of 300 rounds a minute, not bad. Magazine of 25. 6.2 reload speed. Optimal 0 to 45 with a max of 75. A bit on the short side, but not terrible. Pulse cannons. They're damn good things. Pulse cannon 8s. You can put 2 of them on. 31,000 damage per magazine. 346 per shot. 600 rounds a minute. Magazine size of 90. 5.1 reload speed. Very good reload speed. They're best from 0 to 60. They can go up to 105. Pulse cannons are a good weapon. I will never say anything bad about them. They're not the best accuracy. You know, there's a cone. Well, hit cone 2.16, so they spread a tiny bit. You know, they're not a sniper rifle, but pulse cannons. That was that white furry or white fuzzy things you saw flying at me that was damaging me. Pulse cannons are a good weapon to have. Carbine. I can only somewhat talk about them because I do not have them yet. Okay, so I've not used them, so I cannot give a true good understanding of them, but I can tell you from being at the other side of them being fired at me, they are not something to mess around with. Perk, burst fire, fires short bursts of high damage, high velocity rounds. And they are precision, highly accurate weapon, allowing for carefully timed shots. Okay, so damage per shot 1,126. Magazine holds 50. Reload speed is 6.2. Best from 0 to 30, but they can go up to 120 meters. 0.6, so not much of a cone. They're very accurate. Double damage chance of 5%. There's a 5% chance that that weapon is going to do double damage to you. So carbines they're on my list somewhere. And they're not something to forget about. RPG. Rocket propelled grenade. They're considered a missile. Perk explosive. Weapon deals damage in a small radius around the point of impact. No damage fall off. Does not matter whether you're at 0 or you're at 105 meters. It's going to do the exact same damage. But it's a low projectile speed. At 1 star, it does 78.61 per magazine, 1,123 per shot. So you can imagine if this was, well, if we ranked it right up, damage per magazine 22,491 with 3,213 damage per shot. So they are a good weapon. And they fire pretty good, 120 rounds a second, so that's 2 every second. Nothing to sneeze at. Missile racks. I like my missile racks, that's why I'm running them. Missile rack 8, which is one of the ones I run. Damage per magazine, 30,438. Damage per shot, each missile, 5,076. Actually, you know what? We went through this earlier. I don't need to say it. Voltaic RPG. I have not used. I'm going to be honest. Perk, shock payload. Supercharged warheads apply a shock effect on targets, impairing aim. They are a missile. Explosive. Weapon deals damage in a small radius around the point of impact. Low fire rate. At 16, it does 46,836 damage. Each shot does 11,709. 60 rounds a minute, so it's not super fast firing. Magazine only holds 4, and then you have a 7.5 reload speed. Best range 0 to 60 with a max range of 90. Good damage, but I don't know. Doesn't sound just quite my thing. Thermal lance is a beam, scorcher. Sustained fire applies an overheat effect that increases the damage the target takes. So if you got somebody on your team who's running this, you heat him up, you're going to damage him. But the burn effect that he takes from that, everybody else who fires at him is going to do increased damage. So you're you're damaging, but you're also being a support person for the rest of your team. At rank 1, magazine does 4125 with each shot doing 55. 600 rounds a minute, it fires fast. Reload speed 22.5, but you see that's sort of like the stasis beam that I have. You don't have to wait for it to fully charge back up. As soon as it has any energy, you can fire it. Then of course there's the stasis beam that we know that I did. Graviton beam, I know nothing about. I've not used it. 5-star critical mass. Firing at a target builds up a devastating implosion effect. Damn, that sounds nasty. Slow crescendo is its drawback. While the implosion effect is punishing, the damage dealt by the graviton beam is slight. Sustained fire is the key to maximum damage. You can only equip one on each mech. Damage per magazine 69,405 with each shot doing 661. Reload speed of 21 seconds. 0 to 100, optimal max is 100 as well. It's fast. It's a projectile speed of 1,000 because it's a beam, so it's light speed. Implosion build-up time of 3.21 seconds, and the implosion damage will be 49,575. Shoddy guns. Shoddy guns. Very close range. Max range is 31, optimal range is 15 meters. The damage drops off after that. 6.8 reload speed, magazine of 5. At 2 stars, magazine will do 19,000 damage, 3,800 per shot. Hit cone at 25, so it spreads pretty wide, guys. But you don't have to be precise. And even those ones that jump through the air that are untrackable, you fire in the general range, you're going to hit them with your shoddy guns. Fragment Gun 12 is a new weapon that's out there. Wide hit cone, shots fire in a cone, making them good at hitting fast targets or at short range. 3-star does 49,000 damage per magazine, 8,200 per shot. 6-second reload. Best range is 0 to 11 meters. Very close range. Max range is only 27 meters. You gotta let them get so close. I prefer not to let anything get that close. Point blank deals more damage the closer you are to the target. Arc torrents I discussed earlier. I have a couple. Long arms. I have a long arm 10. Actually, let's go to long arm 10 that I have. You can equip one on each mech. It is a sniper rifle. Deadeye. The farther the target is, the more damage the weapon will cause. You want to hit them across the map. You don't want this as a close-in weapon. A, you don't want to let them get close to you because you're a sniper. And B, it's going to do less damage the closer they are. Precision. Highly accurate weapon, allowing for carefully timed shots. Downfall, no aiming correction. This weapon does not offer any aiming correction. You don't need it. You know, honestly. So the one I have is a 2-star, so I haven't even upped it much. And it'll do 35,280 per magazine, 7,000 per shot. Magazine holds 5. Reload speed of 12. Optimal range is more than 75 meters. Max range of 180 meters. They are a good weapon. If I upped it all the way, we could go up to damage per magazine of 79,770. Basically 16,000 damage per shot. Gaius rifle. I have not had one. Perk adaptable. Effective at most ranges and has high ammunition. It's a sniper rifle. No damage fall off. Deals full damage at any range, even at extreme distances. Gradual damage. It does damage over sustained engagement rather than in short bursts. 3-star will give you 14,720 per magazine, 1472 per shot, with a 5-second reload. Good up to 180 meters. Now, one that I have dealt with, not that I own it, but that has shot at me, is the EM rifle. Power shot. This weapon is capable of double damage shots. Laser sight. Line up precise shot before unleashing a devastating attack. Shot delay. There is a delay between pressing the trigger and the shot firing. The EM16 does 45,813 per magazine, 45,813 per bullet. Magazine has 1 in it, but every shot you're going to do 45,813. And then if it's a double damage shot, you're going to do 91,600. 5.3 reload speed. Up to 165 meters. Shot delay of 0.7 seconds. At full upgrade, it'll do 66,015 for damage with a 75% double damage shot, which is going to put you right around 130,000 damage. And the railgun. It's a sniper. Perkus Punisher. Every hit from this weapon will devastate even the strongest mech. Constantly generates ammo as long as the magazine or power pack is not empty. It is a railgun. Fires 50 rounds a minute. Damage per magazine 102,102. Damage per shot of 34,034. Long reload, 29.5 seconds if you let the battery go dry. Good range of 165 for max range. 0 to 120 meters is optimal. 15% double damage chance. Yeah. Just say ouch. Javelin racks. I got a couple of them. I used to have one on my little wheelie guy. It is a auto-targeting. Once locked on, this weapon can track and hit the target without manual aiming. Curved fire. Arcing path fire allows you to fire over obstacles and around corners. It's got a low fire rate. The Jav 6s has a magazine of 6. It'll do 9,200 per magazine, 1,500 per missile. And they're good up to 75 meters. Target has to be at least 16 meters away. I loved these guys when I first started out. And actually I still love them. I just don't use them because of the reload speed. Cryo javelins are just like the javelins. Helix rack, I don't know a lot about it. Don't have one. Far and away. Superior targeting speed, range, and missile arc height. It has curved fire. Helix rack 10 does 19.9 per magazine, 3,300 for each one. Magazine is 6 with a 9.2 reload speed. Disc launcher we discussed earlier. Rocket mortars I have. Used to use them on my arachnid. Fires in an arc trajectory at a designated area on the ground. It is an artillery strike, guys. Not much more can be said. At 3 stars, gives you 61,256 damage. So even at 3 stars, you're doing a lot of damage where it lands. Each missile or artillery shell does 7,657 damage. Magazine of 8, 14.5 second reload. Max range of 225. It gets there. Let that baby get all the way up there. And each magazine will do 120,000 damage with 15,000 damage per artillery shell for the 12. Minigun. It's a heavy duty. Provides a continuous barrage of suppressing fire. Magazine has 200 bullets in it, guys. 600 rounds a minute. 1,000 damage per shot at 2 stars. 200,000 damage per the magazine. Damn. Max range of 90, optimal range of 0 to 45, 17 second reload. 2.4 hit cone, 1 second shot delay. It slows down your mech's ability to turn. Capable of high rates of continuous fire without frequent reloads. Spin up time. It takes a moment for the minigun to spin up to its maximum fire rate. But when that baby gets going, if something's on the other side of it, it's having a bad fucking day. Grenade Launcher 16 is a barrage. Perk incoming. Launch trajectory makes it possible to arc grenades over obstacles. It does zone damage. At 4 stars, the Grenade Launcher 16 will do 63,752 per magazine, 79.69 per shot. With a magazine of 8, reload speed of 6.5 seconds. It's best between 0 and 80 meters with a max range of 80. That is the weapons. How long we've been going for? An hour 26. Well, you know what? Let's well, we'll do one more tournament, maybe one more control point, or maybe 2. We'll just have to see. But we'll go for 2 hours, I think. Gave you a brief overview of the mechs and the weapons, and the importance of matching a pilot. It does no good to put a pilot, well, I shouldn't say no good, you still get the hit points and stuff increase, but putting a pilot that is designed for close range on an arachnid that you're using artillery barrage from 200 meters away is not your best
3, 2,
combination
1.
of maximizing the benefit.
Get out of my way. First blood. Well done. Humiliation. Well done.
We've got a couple quick kills in here, guys. See how we do.
Critical damage.
I feel like we're getting hunted here, guys.
Unstoppable. Well done. Humiliation.
Maybe it's just me, but that's how it feels.
Multi-kill.
Like as if somebody's picking on us.
Humiliation. Well done. Rampage. Well done. Smackdown. Godlike.
Well, there's our godlike. There's our 10 kills
Well done.
without dying.
Noob identified.
See what we can do here. Can we keep the lead? Hope you get an idea of why I like the stasis beam so much. It slows them down nicely. Helps if I'm more accurate with the ion pod. That would have helped a lot there.
Nemesis. Well done.
Killed that poor guy 4 times. I'm almost feeling bad about it. But only almost.
1. Smackdown.
There's 14 kills.
You have won the match.
And there's first place, guys. And we got first across the board in each one of the categories there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 awards. collect this stuff. And that's at master level on the tournament. And we're in second right now. One more of them will probably be up in first. Alright, let's switch over to a control point. There's also 2 versus 2 and just 5 versus 5 where you can enter as well. And maybe we'll look at those as well.
3,
They're very popular
2,
with different events.
1, go. Let's get things started.
You gonna capture that, Benji, or what? Yes, you are. Okay.
Beacon captured.
How about this one over here? Is it open to capture? Nope, somebody's got it. Hi, how you doing?
Noob identified. Killing spree. Well done. Smooth operator.
Well, we got a capture in there. Ouch. Well, remember we were discussing the Gaius rifle and I didn't have one? That gave us an opportunity to see what they can do.
Revenge. Well done. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
Damn. Well, you know what? They played their hand better than I played mine. Not much I can say. Can't complain when somebody plays better than you do. I mean, I suppose you can, but don't expect anybody to reasonably take you serious.
Incoming critical damage.
Oh, come on. Scoobs, how could you, dude? Alright, well. Damn. Well, that was my arc torrents. As you saw, the electricity shot out and it killed the first guy, but they just don't have the oomph and the range to for a situation where there's multiple bad guys like that.
Victory imminent.
We're ahead by points, but we've only got one mech out there, and if it gets killed, it'll be game over for the other guys.
Defeat.
Just like that. We got gold MVP. I got no idea why. First in kills, first in captures. You know what? We don't deserve gold MVP, guys. There was much better players out there. Play another tournament. They're limited time. control point's always out there. And I know I always start with the same mech.
Go. Let's get things started.
I get told it's not the way to go because it does give people. There's that cone from the Ion Blast. Somebody used one against me there. Damn it. I don't like how this is going to turn out. There we go.
Dominating.
We got more than a bit lucky there, guys, just so everybody knows. See, there's one of those untrackables. Put a solid beam aimed at them, we'll still do it.
Unstoppable.
Oh! Remember we were discussing the javelins? He used them against us. Sounds like somebody's got a railgun. Uh-oh. System crashed him so he couldn't fire at us.
Three, two, one.
Let's get another kill here.
You have won the match.
There we go. Gold MVP with 11. And bronze MVP as well. First in every category. Wow. Not deserved. Alright, so what are we at? An hour 40. You know what? I think I'll call it here. My posterior is beginning to say it would like to get up and move around. I've been sitting too long. I want to thank you for watching this video. And I do have a favor to ask. If you could do me a favor, hit that button down there that's, what's it called on YouTube? Keep on forgetting. Let me take a look. Subscribe. Does not cost you anything. It's basically a follow button. If you could do me a favor and hit that. When I get to 1,000, I'm able to go live on YouTube. And then you guys can come in and play live with me. Kill me. Make fun of me. Laugh at how terrible I do. Whatever. Hopefully you learn a tiny bit from me. If nothing else, hopefully you get a chance to laugh. So come on in. Play at the same time as me. Have some laughs. Because laughter is important. But to do that, I need to get to 1,000 followers on YouTube. So if you could do me a favor, hit that button. I would really appreciate it. Have yourselves a great day. It's 5:25 a.m., Sunday, May 21st in Eastern Ontario. And I appreciate you being here. And my channel message is mental health for all. Everyone deserves access to good mental health care and to have good mental health for themselves. I appreciate you. My name is Wolfish1. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm an old man gamer, and I'm Canadian. Smash the subscribe button. Have a good day. I will see you next stream. If you have any comments, good or bad, feel free to leave them below. I have no visions that I'm an excellent player. I know that I'm not. I still have tons to learn. But I try and learn more each day. And I enjoy gaming. I'll talk to you then, guys. See you later.